Let's also talk about one of your other solutions, and hence we have the prop
here. Oh, the
here.
bubbles? Yes.
Bubbles, because
yes.
I am curious, you know, my 3-year-old can understand bubbles, and he blows bubbles in the bathtub every single night. How can bubbles help save the world?
Well, it's not clear that they can, but I want this to be investigated. That's what I'm arguing for.
Okay, and demonstrate how it would work.
Well, just hang on. So to get a sense of the scale, if I were you, I presume this has been sterilized.
Yes, it's all
I'm not
clean.
risking my life
we at
by
Yahoo
blowing
are
into
very
this.
sterile.
Sure we are. So that bubble's about this big around, about as big as a quarter.
Okay.
The bubbles that are adhering to the walls of this vessel look to be about 1/10 of a millimeter. The bubbles that we're talking about in this proposed idea are 1/100th of that. They're on the order of microns, millionths of a meter, thousandths of a millimeter, hundredths of these 1/10 of a millimeter bubbles. And so they reflect light. And so if you have enough, and you've seen white water, they reflect light. If we were able to induce bubbles on purpose in, let's say, the cooling ponds at power plants, or in reservoirs, there'd be less evaporation. And then you would have more water to do what you want to do. However, does the cost of producing the bubbles outweigh the benefit of having them reflect into space? It's this idea that's so crazy, it just might not work. It might work.
What's the reaction from your peers in the
Oh, everybody's interested. Oh, I got to say, though, the guy that promoted this when I first met him is probably not the best choice for a kindergarten teacher. Let's just do it that way.
Okay.
And so his ideas may not be embraced by everybody.
Well, who knows? Maybe at another climate conference we'll have a U.S. president cheering bubbles as
so we start in reservoirs, but then in the big picture, you could have, if you believe that you are the owner of this globe as humankind, you would induce bubbles on purpose to reflect light into space and control the temperature of the world globally. It's a wild idea, but it's the kind of idea that I think people should just, well.
And sometimes it's the wild ideas that actually prove to be the right ones.
Just
think about it, ponder.